401k plans started out as supplementary savings plans to defined benefit plans. And I've been in the business of doing this kind of research since the 1970s, before most of you were born. That was a compliment, by the way. Now, back in the 1970s, we still had a predominance of defined benefit plans, and then most of the assets were in defined benefit plans. And at that time, the number one problem was inflation. Defined benefits were not indexed for inflation. In some public pension plans they were, but not in any corporate plans. And so I came to view 401k plans as providing an opportunity to save more in order to provide the inflation insurance. Okay, that was, and indeed, when I wrote my doctoral dissertation at MIT, my topic was hedging against inflation risk. And I looked at all the possibilities for, this was long before we had inflation-linked bonds, TIPS. The year was 1975, to be exact. Now, the big problem with the defined benefit plans back then was this vulnerability to inflation. And it was actually very risky asset to have a defined benefit plan that is not indexed to inflation. It's like holding a long-term money fixed asset in a world where you have high and variable inflation rates. So most economists, including me, were kind of leaning in favor of defined contribution and arguing in favor of defined contribution plans as a replacement. As a member of a 403B plan, university, nonprofit organization, the main provider back then, almost exclusively, was TIAA-CREF. Now, how many of you know something about TIAA-CREF? Okay. The significant thing here is that TIAA-CREF was for a long time the only defined contribution plan in this country which was designed to be a replacement for a defined benefit plan, because university professors tended to move around. If you are denied tenure in one place, you have to move to another place, but it takes 6 years at least until you find out whether you get tenure or not. And so academics move around, not necessarily through their own choice. And so they needed portability, but they also wanted the certainty of a defined benefit. And so TIAA was created with that purpose in mind. And it was only in the 1950s that the CREF annuity, which was the original variable annuity design, it was created by CREF, which said, okay, if you want to invest in equities in addition to deferred annuities, because essentially TIAA is a participating fixed annuity. That is to say, there's a guaranteed minimum benefit, and if the portfolio does well, and if mortality experience is favorable, then there are dividends on top of the promised minimum. So that is another model that we don't talk that much about.
Just a question. When you say mortality experience is favorable, that means people die sooner, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
Yes.
Favorable to who? That's kind of
right. Exactly. Good point. Very good point. So the point is, it's an adjustable annuity that adjusts both for the investment experience and the mortality experience. It's not, a fixed annuity where the insurance company is taking all the risk, or the stockholders are taking all the risk. The participants are taking that risk. However, the idea is guaranteed minimum return, guaranteed benefits for life. Very much like a defined benefit plan.